Okay, everyone. Hello. Hope you're feeling wonderful. Let's get into it. Today, I am going to be touching on the clarification of direction, clarifying your direction, what I've learned through clarifying my direction. Now, why talk about this when I'm in the gym? Well, honestly, sometimes the practical things, the tactical approaches have massive value in the short term and the long term. But there's also a tandem amount of value within going deeper, getting more detailed and granular about the intellectual aspect of one's experiencing of life. So when we talk about direction, the first thing that kind of comes to my mind is the idea of balance. And now, I would consider that there's a massive importance in going all in on something. But going all in has to be founded upon a theme of balance. Now, this isn't necessarily true for every specific field, but what I'm getting at here is when we go all in, we have to go all in a way where we are looking from a bird's eye perspective, where we're not going all in due to a tunnel vision, an egotistical chasing, a want, a fulfillment of desire, right? But to have a vital energy, to have a fuel inside that is strong, that is powerful, that is inspirational. When we think about the direction we're going, this is where things get good because we recognize that there's a certain obsession, a natural drive or curiosity, and therefore that will be the area in which we are meant to go all in. And while recognizing this, we also have to see how many variables come together. For example, where I'm going all in is this path of teaching. This path of teaching myself, teaching others, sharing what I learn. I am no authority, but it is the pole within that is the area which I am meant to go all in on, teaching. So therefore, it's the internal work. But how do I go all in on teaching? It means that I have to be on a high vibration all the time. So therefore, what is one activity which increases the likelihood that we operate from no friction, that we operate from a non-occupied, childlike, clear, natural mind? This mind which sees its curiosity, which is alive, which is vital. So I go to the gym and I move and I exercise and I do the nutrition. All that stuff is so fundamental to my bigger direction. So therefore, I think it's important to share these sort of videos of the details of what I'm doing at the gym. But the bottom line is, the gym is just one micro variable within the big direction. Now, you are the only one who is capable of being so in tune with yourself to understand what direction, where you're going, in what place you're meant to go all in on. So that's up to you. But where it becomes more clear is just listening to the strongest, the most powerful poles within your natural curiosity. Like, what really drives you? What truly interests you? And then thinking about that strategically. Like, I knew that I had a bit of defiancy within my being, that I didn't want to go the mediocre, average, safe route. So therefore, I took a risk and I said, well, I'm not going to go get this 4-year degree, have this path all written out, know exactly how my future is going to unfold over the next 20 years. It just felt too safe for me, and I was too defiant to go that route. That being said, I didn't need to be certain about my direction. To be honest, I had no clue where I was going. I just knew sort of what I didn't want, and I knew that there were some curiosities driving me, pulling me, and I said, let me optimize for those curiosities. Let me do whatever I can to go into those. So it's essentially like realizing where you're coming from, right? Are your decisions on a daily basis, is your direction being created through fear, right? Fear of the judgment of others, fear of what their opinions are going to be in relation to where you're going? If that's where you're rooted in, that's not the place, because it's fear, it's scarcity. That's not it. But if you're willing to be honest with yourself, to inquire rather than reflect, to inquire upon the nature of your personality, the character that you're playing, and right? It's like taking this all into account, and the big distinction that I can make here that might be valuable to you immediately is, are you seeing the world through a tunnel vision, narrow lens, or are you seeing the world through a bird's eye perspective, a perspective which is not super self-centered, an angle which considers everything, right? And the more that you can become rooted in bigger picture thinking, less self-centered thinking, then your life's gonna magically feel smoother because you're becoming more aligned with the pole, the truest pole, the curiosity that you didn't choose, right? For example, like I didn't choose to go through this podcasting, this Twitter, this marketing, this social media, this coaching route. It really, I wouldn't have been able to predict it. But something happened. I felt it happen. I listened to the pull, the natural curiosity, and the path illuminates itself as you walk it. So I don't know. Maybe some people have been programmed to be less defiant, right? Or maybe they are living more in fear so that they just hide their defiant nature. Who knows? But the bottom line is that we all have our sense of self, our ego, Justin, whatever your name is. And we all have our past, our programming, our beliefs, our biases. But when we can become aware that those are just a part of the character we're playing, then our natural direction, the true direction, will become easier to understand. I hope that makes sense. So all in all, I was just doing a leg day here, and it was a good workout. They're always good workouts, right? Something I love too, I would challenge you here, is of course, there's music playing through this corporate gym, but I am doing the most that I possibly can to be aware of every little movement within me. Not necessarily thoughts, judgments, but just to pay attention, to feel. So I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful day. And if you enjoyed, drop a like, anything you want to do. Share the video with a friend. And if you're interested in going deeper, I have a couple offers, but the bottom line is join the email list. Get your free masterclass in the description below, and I'll keep you updated on all the offers through that email list. And I've nothing in terms of things to sell. I have value that if you purchase, it will help your life. You see what I mean? So I'm not out here, I'm not chasing money, but I just realize that there are value exchanges. And if you would like to accelerate your path, I have multiple avenues we could go. We could go the one-on-one route, and we could also go the community route. So bottom line is, if you want to get more details there, you can shoot me an email. Link will be in description, or simply sign up to the newsletter, and you'll be receiving great emails frequently, and you'll be updated on everything. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. Let's go.